Hello everybody, I'm going to show you how to glue your Blackout poetry to a black background. This is going to be construction paper, roughly about the size of your Blackout poetry. I'm going to set that aside for a second. You're going to need magazine sheet, glue stick for gluing, pencil, scissors, and a ruler. Okay, let's get started. Woo! Alright, so I'm going to see how this looks on my black page. I can already see that the sides are a bit wider than the top and bottom. I am not really enjoying that, so I'm going to slide this one over to the side. And I'm going to see about having the same size on the top side and the bottom. I realize I have extra over here. I'm going to measure the side and then cut off the extra. So right now I'm eyeing it, and I did have some marks of where I think it is. So I'm going to take my poetry, put that aside, and you could take your ruler. I'm going to use centimeters just because it's a little easier to read for the smaller measurement I'm going for. And I could read it's about 1 3/4 on each side. You want to measure and have it being consistent, because if one is bigger than the other, obviously it's going to be a little wonky when you line it up there. We don't want that. We want this to be really nice. So I'm just quickly checking that they're roughly all around the same, and they are, which is excellent. And you'll do this too for every single side. Now for the side that has more, this is what you're going to do. So roughly have the size that you're thinking of. So this is about 1 centimeter and 1/4, roughly. So I'm going to go on the side with more paper. I'm going to start from a starting point, find where the measurement was over here, and make a mark on this side. And I'm just going to do that for every single one around the same spot. Yes. Alright, so now I have 4 little dots. That's where I use the straight edge of my ruler. And I'm going to place it looking at the left side, the middle, and the right side, just like I did before. It's okay if it's not quite perfect, but you want to be as close as you can be. And it is good to have a little extra here than not, or else it's going to be short and you might have to start over. So that's not fun. Okay. I'm going to draw a line. Make sure your ruler stays. You just saw me slip, so that's a good example of what not to do. So let me try that again. There we go. So I was making sure my finger was putting pressure on the ruler so it wasn't sliding around this time. Now I'm going to use my scissors. I'm going to cut this extra off. I'm going to use nice big long cuts. If you do a lot of small ones, it might be it might show. I like to do big ones so it's more gradual. Okay, so now that I know it's about the same size, I'm going to put this over here, and voila, it is nice on all 4 sides. So here's the part where I need to put this away, and you can start gluing. Now I'm going to get my magazine sheet, my glue stick, and I'm going to glue on the back side of my Blackout poetry. Now it's very important that you do the sides, because you don't want the ends curling up. Now you can see, since I painted mine, the edges do curl up, and when I glue it down, I do not want that anymore. I want it to be really nice. When I use glue, I'm gonna go for it. Definitely use as much glue as I can, so it's nice. It's not fun when you think you have enough glue, and then you glue it, and then you realize you need more glue, and have to go back and do that. So make sure you use enough glue. So I'm doing the outside edges. going all the way to the corners. Trying to be a little quick because glue does dry. And I'm going to just do a little bit on the inside. All right. It's very sticky, like pancakes. Okay. Let's get my background piece. And now before I just slap that on there, I'm going to actually put it on very carefully. I'm going to start at like the top left corner or so with my marks. And then I'm gently going to put it where I want it to be. And if it's not in the spot that you want, just gently lift it up. I'm seeing how this looks, making some slight adjustments before I fully glue it down. I don't want to fully glue it down, take it all back up, because that would be not very fun. And I also don't want any like little folds in there. Okay. So I'm taking this end up because I don't want the bottom to stick. I'm going to want to go all the way this way. You don't want to trap any air bubbles inside. I know it seems like a lot just to glue a piece of paper down, but if you do it nicely, it will be nice. So right now, I'm using my thumb, my hands, to press the glue in and push out any air bubbles that I have. So I'm just like rolling it in. Here I go. All right. So here I have one corner that's not glued yet. I'm gonna work my way towards it now. Here I go again. I definitely don't want any air pockets or cracks or folds. None of that. Okay, these big sweeps are just to make sure I have everything nice and flat. Since I put glue on my corners, look how nice my edges are sticking down. It's turning out really nice. So, there is my Blackout poetry on my black background. It is very close on all edges. If one side is a little smaller than the other, I could simply just trim it with like an X-Acto knife or my scissors, but I'm not too picky about it. I think it looks really close, and I'm really happy and proud about it. So I'm gonna call it good. And now it's gonna be ready to display in the hallway. So super excited. I hope you're excited too. And I'll see you in class.